The apocalypse fantasy nobody admits to. I have been a victim of this. Not a victim, but like I do this. When I'm like, if you catch me zoning out, like when I'm at work or really just at any time, I'm imagining what I would do in a zombie apocalypse situation. Like what type of zombies they'd be, like the Walking Dead zombies, or if it was the Last of Us zombies, I'm not making it. I am not making it. Clickers, bro, I am not quiet. And like even if you like huff, they'll hear you. I am not surviving that universe at all. Walking Dead, I feel like most people would survive The Walking Dead, to be honest, because you just have to worry about them swarming you, like big groups, and it's mostly just the people. Like as soon as you get like a gun or like a knife or even a freaking sword or even a bow, like if it's just quiet enough, you'll be fine. Like you'll survive. It's just the people you gotta look out for. I do love zombie apocalypse movies, shows, books, whatever. I really think it's interesting. And how Resident Evil as well. It depends on where I am in the Resident Evil universe. It depends on where I am. The Raccoon City, I think I could survive that. I think I could survive it. Maybe, I think, now that I think about it. Because you have, the big guy. Oh, I forget his name. Mr. X? Dr. X? X? That does sound right. But anyway, you have that big guy. I don't think I could defeat him. RE3 definitely not with Nemesis. Absolutely not with the big also the big guy. Mr. X? Oh, I don't know his name. I think it's X. I don't think I could. Now that I think about it, I think I could survive the zombies, right? But like the mutated, I would not survive that. I would not survive that, bro. In no way. Resident Evil 4, maybe I could survive that with like, well, I feel like I'd be like an Ashley in that situation. I wouldn't know what to do. I do think about that though. I'm like, oh, what if it was just like a zombie box? Low-key, sometimes I wish it. Is that bad? Sometimes I'm like, oh, if only I was just fighting for my survival instead of working. Oh my god, like working's worse than like constantly needing to survive, bro. That's insane. Sometimes I do think like what I would do, like where I would go, where I would be at. That all depends on where I'd be at. If I was at work, oh, I think I'd be cooked. If I was in my house, I could like I could like hoard everything. I could lock everything. I have guns in my house, so I think that's fine. I don't know if we have bows. I don't think I have a bow here. I don't even know how to shoot a bow. What am I talking about? Even if I did get into contact with a bow, there's no way I could just magically know how to shoot it. And even like aim at my target and let it go, bro. I did an archery unit in my at my school for gym class. I took like a special, it's like outdoor exploration. I took like a special gym class, and we did canoeing, we did rowing, we did indoor archery. We were outside for a lot of it for like the summertime, and like we did like fun activities outside, scavenger hunts. We learned how to build fires and tents, and learned how to set up camp and stuff, and like what to do. We learned about like how to prevent hypothermia and all that stuff. But the archery unit was probably the funnest like mini lesson for me, because I wasn't good at it like at all. But I felt so cool like drawing it back. I felt like Merida or Katniss. I felt like Katniss Everdeen, bro. I draw back, but I completely missed the target. It would go like the target's here. It'd go like that way. Yeah, not my chosen skill, not like my hidden skill. Definitely not. But with practice, I feel like I could. Oh my god, do you guys remember was it archery? I think it was for the Olympics, that guy that showed up with no gear, and he like barely missed the target, and it was just like him going, it was like a gun shooting thing. That was so sick. Oh, how long ago is that? I don't remember. I feel like that was like last year, but it's It's probably like 2 years ago, 3 years ago or something. But that was so sick. Like, that was genuinely like tough. Like, he just pulled up at no gear, no nothing. He was just. He's like, oh wait, I shouldn't point a gun at you. I'm sorry. I'll point it down. Got my big gun here. Yeah. Okay, let's watch the video, bro.
Apocalypse can never happen. How come there are so many tutorials on how
I think it was like a scientist or something. My friend told me this. I don't know if this is actually real, but like people were saying that the Last of Us zombies with like the cordyceps and how like so basically, if you don't know the Last of Us, right, how the zombies became zombies was with the cordyceps virus or whatever it's called, the cordyceps thingy, right, where it mainly infects like ants and bugs because they have a higher core temperature, because it's a fungal infection. That's what I was trying to say. It's a fungal infection. So with fungi, it only like can survive in really hot places, like hot and moist places. And ants, I think, is like the best example because they have like a high body temperature, so the fungi like can really thrive inside. And with the cordyceps fungal infection, it gets into your brain and then it like controls it controls what you do, and then I think you like go insane or whatever, you eat yourself, I don't know. But in The Last of Us, they used that fungal, like an actual real world fungal infection, and in that universe, I think it was like 2006 or like 2008 or something like that, but the core temperature of the earth was rising, obviously because of you know what I'm trying to say, like the earth got hot, okay, so humans obviously adapted to that, so their core body temperature was really high and fungi could infect you and then it would spread, obviously. But the only reason that it hasn't happened now is because our body temperature is naturally low, right? So but if we get to a point where it's like it gets really high, like if we're naturally really hot, then cordyceps could infect everyone. So that's like the most likely scenario. And then there's obviously like scientists experimenting and then just fucking make a fucking infection, bro.
How to survive it. The truth is that we humans want
I love 28 Days Later. That's such a good movie, bro. Also, the new movie, 28 Years Later. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Is it? You know what's crazy? I was at the movie theater the other day and I saw a promotion for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, and I was like, what the? They already made another one? Like, that's crazy. I think it was supposed to be one movie, but maybe they like split it into 2 parts, or maybe they like anticipated that it was like really good. It was gonna do really good. But this whole movie, the ending is insane. Like, I am pretty good at predicting movies, I feel like. Personally, I think I'm pretty good. I had to look up on Reddit what the ending was, because I was like, what? Like, that makes no sense. It came out of left field, right? They mentioned it like once. And then it was like, oh my god. Like, I had to look it up on Reddit and be like, what does this mean? Because I did not understand it. This movie was so good, though.
Apocalypse
I love it.
Zombie ones are just the cooler ones. But then we get to the real question of why humans have this weird escapist fantasy for a world that is objectively terrible. While a lot of the scenes from The Last of Us do look stunning, it's not like we didn't just watch a person being torn apart. And the reason why we still yearn for that type of world is because we were never meant to live in this one. The modern world is fast, complex, and it puts you in a box that you can hardly step out of. It is a world built for productivity, efficiency, and constant consumption, not human well-being.
Consume.
When you wake up, you pick up your phone, and it hasn't even been a minute, but you're already engaging with people, entertainment, and the news. All before you have even had a chance to step out of bed. In today's world, it's almost impossible to be bored or to reflect on yourself and life as a whole. We live in a fast, complicated mess of constant consumption, work, and stress. It is to a point almost inhuman. It kills creativity and originality. You do have technical freedom, but for most people that freedom just means the freedom to go on a short vacation once a year. We feel that we have freedom, but at the end of the day, you still have to wake up at 6 a.m. and take the bus to go do something that you don't want to do.
That's true.
So the want for an apocalypse is simply a natural response. It is escapism to a place that seems simpler, calmer, and just better to live in. A post-apocalyptic world is void of distractions, and it allows you to slow down. So instead of driving your car to work while listening to music and scrolling on your phone while stressing out about work or school, in a post-apocalyptic world you would be riding a horse through a overgrown neighborhood pondering the meaning of life, or eating beans while watching a movie in your bunker without a care for the world. This is why a post-apocalyptic world is so appealing. It is a contrast to the modern world and way of life. When fantasizing, we perceive it to be peaceful, calm, and most of all, free.
I don't think I've ever watched this movie. That movie. This movie? I don't think I have. What is it? It's not I Am Robot. It's not that one. It's not with the weird robots. It's Will Smith. I know it has Will Smith. I Am Human? Is it this one? I Am Legend. I was close. I was thinking of No, I'm Not a Human. That's what I was thinking of. I Am Legend. That one's really good. I think I watched this a really long time ago though. But
when fantasizing, we perceive it to be peaceful,
I might
calm,
rewatch it
and most of all,
actually.
free. You don't have to pay the bills or answer to a boss you hate. You don't have the ability to rot your brain anymore, because those predatory systems are simply gone. So while the start of an apocalypse might seem horrifying, it is also all of those modern obligations we hate just falling away. You realize that there's no more work or school, that there's no more need to fit within the system because the system is gone. I think the best example of a life in an apocalypse that everyone would want is the one that Robert Neville lives during the first half hour of I Am Legend, where he has a healthy routine and his day is calm and even. Well, it does go down in the gutter later in the movie.
Oh yeah, I remember that scene.
It does mainly happen so the story gets interesting. In a post-apocalyptic world, the result and gratification of your work would be instant and very real. It would be more primal, like needing to go hunting every day, and that's exactly what makes it that much more appealing. And hunting doesn't have to mean hunting an animal in a forest. It could be hunting for a new TV or hunting for some Twinkies.
Oh my god.
The hunter-gatherer way of life would return, so while it would be more primitive, that's the life humans were originally supposed to live. And you don't have to worry about getting the new iPhone or buying the latest trendy clothing. All you have to worry about is staying alive, which in most scenarios is actually possible, since you wouldn't have to be the main character. There would be no constant flow of news and worries. There would be no more laws and order, which is scary, but it also means that you can now deal with your annoying neighbor like you always wanted to. Moreover, it is also quite ironic that most of us definitely wouldn't survive the apocalypse, least of all the ones working a regular office job in a big city. But that's why it is a fantasy and not something that we literally wish for. The thing everyone looks to the most in this type of scenario is not having to work a job or go to school anymore. And honestly, I can't recount how many times I've been sitting in class and just wishing to hear that there is a new pandemic or something like that.
Yeah,
that's why this is one of the main factors which makes fantasy of an apocalypse appealing. The fact that you don't have to wake up early anymore and go do something you hate. The traditional way of life is over and you can finally live a life where you matter and you yourself can create meaning within. That's the gist of what makes this tragic fantasy of a post-apocalypse actually appealing and not something only weird people think about. Although humans are weird by nature, so hey, it's probably all messed up anyway. Though there is still something I haven't covered. That's the question of why am I only talking about a post-apocalyptic world? Why does this escapist idea only really apply to an apocalyptic event? I believe that the answer lies within people's motivations and willingness to act in their best interests, because even in today's world, you can do things that will lead to a slower and calmer life, but a lot of people just don't have the drive to achieve it. And that's why the idea of this lifestyle being forced on us is much more appealing. To have something external just wash everything away, to have the world change in order to accommodate itself to you. And this apocalyptic fantasy is also so much better than ones like time travel because you still reside within the modern world. It's not like living in the 16th century without modern technology. Moreover, because the apocalypse happens in the present, it's a point of grounding, and it seems more realistic. We can all imagine and somewhat expect a new virus outbreak, nuclear war, or a big solar flare, but we can't imagine Doc Brown suddenly jumping out of his DeLorean one day and inviting us to an adventure, or finding E.T. in a forest where he then takes us to a spaceship.
Okay. I was in econ, okay, and my econ teacher, the GOAT, he made us watch a documentary about the rise and fall of what's it called? The people that made the ET game. Atari. It was Atari. The rise and fall of Atari, because they made video games. Like, they were the first people to like hook up a little controller thingy to the TV. That's why it's called video games, because it's like a video game that you play on your TV. And it was basically about like the rise and fall, and then how ET, because everyone thought the ET game was so bad that was what contributed, that was what made Atari fall off, basically, and just not like other corporations rise up or whatever, when they were the founding fathers of it. But it wasn't just about that game. It was also like they only sold, like at one point they sold too many like Ataris, because like you needed like the controller and the stick and everything. I've never played an Atari. I don't know how it works, but you'd hook it up to your TV, and that thing would last like forever. Okay, basically forever. They were made to last, and the company, instead of selling a lot of games, at one point they just kept updating the Atari actual console, and people were like, well, I don't really need that because I already have one that I bought 4 years ago and it works fine. So like, I don't need a new thing. Why would I spend $70 on a new console when I already have one that works perfectly fine? Because and also like the new designs, they add like another, I don't know, like another stick or something. It's basically like having a controller and they add like another button to press that, like, most games don't really need that. So yeah, it was that, and then obviously like they invested in the wrong things, and E.T. was a horrible game, and like it didn't really sell all that much, but that wasn't what caused it to be the downfall. Anyway, the E.T. movie just reminded me of that. I found that very interesting.
Making the apocalypse sound makes it seem like I'm talking about a paradise, but I assure you that I am not. It's simply that an apocalypse is an incredibly realistic event.
It's been confirmed that a new virus that has killed 3 people and has been spreading across China can be passed from person to person, not just from animals. More than 200 people have been infected with the virus that causes breathing problems. The World Health Organization has said it will hold an emergency meeting on the outbreak.
I remember when I was in school, I think I was in like, I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can see you doing it. Don't do it. Resist. The meme will die off. Trust me. Just like 21. 21. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm already disappointed in you. You already did the hand signals. I'm not. Anyways, I think I was in 6th grade. And I had my locker and I was so excited. And was it 6th grade? I think it was. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all can do the math or whatever. And they were announced over the intercom, right? And they were like, oh, like, get all your stuff from your locker. You're gonna be back in 2 weeks. We were not back in 2 weeks, bro. Also, I also remember during COVID, we had Zooms, but my Zoom classes were like at, oh my God, it was like at 7 a.m. And I just never went to them because I would go to bed at like 3 a.m. And then I would wake up and I'd be like, oops, I missed my Zoom classes. I got straight Fs. Like, I did so bad online because I did the half day thing, not the half day, but I did like full virtual for like my first semester of middle school. I think that was like 7th grade. Yeah, it was 7th grade. I did, because you had the option of either going, one day you go in like IRL and then the next day you're at home, or you can do all virtual. And I decided to do all virtual, which was really bad because I would not do any of my work. I would not go to the Zooms. I would just not do anything. And then I would get Fs. So that first semester I got like all Fs. And then the second semester my parents made me do the half days. And I got straight A's. So I really can't do online. Like, I genuinely cannot do online. Because if you give me a task to do online, I'm just gonna go on my computer, I'm gonna game, I'm gonna watch YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna do it, dude. And it's also about the environment as well, because I have my bed, I have a lot of distractions, but when I'm in school, like, everyone else is working, so, like, I'm in that mindset to work. It's the same with going to the gym. Like, I never lift weights at home because I know I won't. Like, if I say, oh, I'll just lift weights when I get home, I will not do it. So when I go to the gym, it's the environment. Everyone else is lifting weights. I want to lift weights too. The only thing I really do at home is, like, I run. I have a treadmill in my house, so I, like, run or I walk. Hot girl walks on it. Like, that's really it. But I haven't gone to the gym in, like, a couple months. Oh, yeah. Kind of gave up on that. It's okay. That's okay, though. That is a-okay. Because I get my steps in, okay? I'm tracking what I'm eating and stuff. So, holy bushcrack, that was really bad. Ignore that, okay? But anyways, I don't even know what I was saying.
Later this week.
Yeah.
And we humans have a way of fantasizing about these things and ignoring the hardships that would actually come with them. Most of the stories that take place within a post-apocalyptic world have a happy ending. So I Am Legend, for example, where Robert Neville does make peace with the Darkseekers and even coexist with them for quite a while. And The Walking Dead, where Rick Grimes manages to survive all the way till the end. And that's the survivorship bias that we get after watching this movie.
Okay, spoilers.
That makes us think that we could also survive and achieve a life in the apocalypse, because the guy on the screen we relate to did it too. This is why these escapist fantasies aren't as popular with things like time travel or aliens, because those are just that much more unlikely. I know that an alien apocalypse does also cause an alien post-apocalypse, so while it fits, it's not the main point. And that is why a lot of us humans kind of secretly hope to live in a post-apocalypse from time to time. I think that some post-apocalypses would be actually kind of pleasant, provided that you survive them, like the one in The Last Man on Earth, and some that would be totally and utterly horrible to live in, like the one from Fallout or Minecraft. But where I think genre really peaks is the ones that are both bad and good. So The Walking Dead, I Am Legend, The Last of Us, and Zombieland, which coincidentally are all based on zombies, which just perfectly explains why zombies are the perfect catalyst for post-apocalyptic worlds. Personally, whenever I found myself thinking about wanting a zombie apocalypse to happen, I was very puzzled, because in of itself it is a bad thing, but when you look at it from an objective point of view and take into account human nature, it is only a kind of release valve for all of the problems that we have in the modern world. It's as they say, the grass is always greener.
You're on the other
if you
side.
enjoyed the video, let me know in the comment section
Still
down
don't understand
below.
what that means. The grass is greener on the other side.
Maybe you have answered questions or suggestions.
So my grass is dead?
Case, check out the channel for more.
Why is my grass dead? Why can't I just, like, water it? Why is the grass always greener on the other side? Some things I just never understand.